A Russian LGBT journalist vows to out closeted politicians if they support a proposed legislation or a proposed law that would strip LGBT parents of their parental rights. Now, obviously, Russia is dealing with a lot of anti-gay mentality right now, and as a result, this lesbian journalist is being very outspoken about what she believes and what she's willing to do to fight against it. Her name is Elena Kostyuchenko, and she says that she is asking her followers for information, correspondence, photographs about the deputies of the State Duma concerning LGBT activities. So as soon as she has any evidence indicating that these politicians are participating in any type of gay acts, she's going to go ahead and out them, which I think is super courageous and super dangerous.
Yeah, now she's, I guess in a sense, their version of our Larry Flynt. I don't know how she feels about that comparison, but Larry Flynt, of course, publisher of Hustler, but also a legendary First Amendment activist here in America, People versus Larry Flynt, established, some very important First Amendment principles. But the reason I compare her to Larry Flynt is during Clinton's impeachment proceedings, Larry Flynt was like, oh, that's interesting. Anybody got information on Republican hypocrisy and cheating on their wives? Because I'm going to go ahead and publish that immediately as soon as you give it to me, right? And so, meanwhile, we found out later that Newt Gingrich was cheating on his wife while doing the impeachment proceedings, leading the impeachment proceedings. And then the guy who was going to replace Newt Gingrich as Speaker of the House, Robert Livingston, also having an affair with his wife. Larry Flynt publishes that information, down goes Livingston. So that was awesome, right? I wish a lot more people did journalism like that. Now, getting into their personal lives, if there's no point, I hate it, right? But if there's a point about hypocrisy and they're prosecuting others, have at it, boss. So if you're a closeted politician in Russia and you're going to vote against gay rights, take away people's kids, don't let them adopt kids, oh, of course you should be outed. And boy, does that take a tremendous amount of courage.
It does. And, as I was reading about her, I thought, maybe this isn't a good idea. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't go out and admit that you're a lesbian because of all the, anti-gay, the anti-gay mentality that so many people in Russia have right now. Like, you just don't want to deal with it. But then again, at the same time, if you want to push for real change in a country, you have to depend on people that are courageous like that, people who do point to the hypocrisy, because you're not going to change the mindset of people there unless you say, hey, look, the people who are screaming the loudest against the gay community usually are the gayest. Mm-hmm. So I like that she's doing it. I'm worried about her safety, but hopefully everything will be fine.
And look, she's boss of the wall. I mean, she said, this is a warning. They want to destroy our lives, and we will destroy them.
Damn.
Okay, now look, man, I'm really worried about her, because the Russian government has not been exactly soft on people who disagree with them. I mean, whether it was the poison attacks in London, whether it's the putting in jail people who disagreed with Putin and taking away all their money, et cetera, let alone the gay legislation that's already passed. So it takes tremendous courage to do this, so enormous credit to her.